Most founders are working incredibly hard but getting nowhere, not because they lack skill or ambition, but because they're applying the wrong strategy for the stage they're in. When building a business, a Series A strategy will not work for you at startup stage, and a startup mindset will stagnate a scaling business. Sometimes the problem isn't effort, it's stage blindness. Not knowing where you actually are in the life cycle of your business, and therefore not knowing what the game actually requires of you at that stage. Today, we're breaking down the 7 stages of a business, from the moment an idea exists to the point where the business can run without you. And by the end of this, you will know exactly where your business is, what that stage demands of you, and what it takes to move to the next one. This is Decoding Africa with Max, where we profile African brands, businesses, and founders to decode the winning strategies that empower modern founders to build and scale sustainable empires. Stay tuned. Every stage of a business has a different set of priorities, risks, metrics, and leadership demands. When you know the stage you're in, you stop wasting resources on problems that don't belong to you yet. You stop copying strategies designed for businesses that are 3 stages ahead of you, and you start making decisions that are actually calibrated to your reality. Stage 1: Conception. Every business begins as an idea. The conception stage is where the idea is born, a problem is identified, an opportunity spotted, and a vision forming in the mind of a founder. This stage is entirely internal. Nothing exists yet except the thinking. The work here is validation, testing whether the idea holds up against reality. Is the problem real? Is there a real market? And is the founder the right person to solve it? The biggest mistake at this stage is falling in love with the idea instead of interrogating it. Founders spend time imagining the business instead of testing the assumptions by talking to potential clients, validating the problem, and finding out whether the market actually cares before committing resources. If you're at this stage, you should interrogate your idea before you invest in it. Stage 2: Validation. The idea has survived interrogation, and now you need proof. Validation is where you take the simplest version of your offer to market to find out whether real people will pay real money for it. Nothing is built yet, no full product, no team, no infrastructure, just an offer and a market. You're testing whether your idea has a place in the real world. The milestone that ends the stage is simple: a paying client. Not a compliment, not interest, not a promise, but payment. That's the only signal that counts. Founders who skip validation and move straight to building are the ones who spend a year constructing something and nobody asked for. A common mistake at this stage is validating with the wrong signal. Founders collect compliments, interest, and encouragement from family and friends and mistake that warmth for market demand. People who like you will tell you your idea is great, but that is not a reliable metric. So, to avoid this, test with strangers, not supporters. The only person whose opinion counts at validation stage is someone with no social obligation to be kind, and the only opinion that truly counts is a payment. Put the simplest possible version of your offer in front of your most likely buyer and ask them to pay for it. Stage 3: Early operation. You have proof, now the business starts taking shape. Early operation is where you move from a validated idea to a functioning business, delivering your offer consistently, acquiring clients with intention, and building the foundational structures that allow you to operate without everything falling apart. Now, this stage is scrapey by nature. Systems are basic, processes are manual, and the founder is involved in everything, as is expected in the beginning, but it should not be permanent. The priority here is consistency. Can you deliver the same quality outcome repeatedly? Can you acquire clients without it being a once off miracle? Consistency at this stage is what earns you the right to scale. A dangerous mistake founders make at this stage is scaling before the operation is ready. The first few clients come in, the revenue starts moving, and the founder interprets momentum as a green light to grow fast, taking on more clients, making hires, expanding offers, before the delivery system can consistently handle what's already on the plate. At this stage, before you acquire the next client, make sure you can serve the current one exceptionally. Consistency of delivery is the only thing that earns you the right to grow. Document every process as you do it. Build the repeatable systems while the operation is small enough to shape it. The goal of early operation is not speed. It's building something stable enough to survive the weight of what comes next. Stage 4: Stabilization. The business is working now. Revenues coming in, Clients are being served, and the model is confirmed. Stabilization is where you stop surviving and start consolidating, building the systems, processes, and early team structures that turn a functioning operation into a stable one. A common mistake founders make at stabilization is scaling revenue before scaling infrastructure. When the business starts performing well, demand increases, and the founder sees this as a signal to start chasing growth, taking on more clients, more work, more volume, without first building the systems, processes, and team capacity to support it. Another common and dangerous blind spot at this stage is mistaking stability for success and easing off. The business is working, the chaos is settled, and the founder unconsciously shifts into maintenance mode, focusing on protecting what already exists instead of building what's next. And in that way, stability now becomes stagnation. Now, how do you avoid this? Treat stability as a platform, not a destination. Use the breathing room this stage provides to build the systems, the leadership, and strategic clarity that growth will demand before growth arrives and demands it all at once. Stage 5, growth. The foundation is solid. Now you build on it deliberately. Growth is the stage of intentional scaling, expanding your client base, increasing revenue, deepening market presence, and building the team and infrastructure to support it all without breaking. The biggest trap at this stage is the founder bottleneck. If every decision still runs through you, you haven't built a growing business. You've built a ceiling. Growth demands delegation, leadership development, and systems that multiply your output without multiplying your hours. Strategy also sharpens here. You need a clear understanding of your competitive environment, who you're competing against, where the market is moving, and where the next advantage lives. This is the stage where competitive intelligence becomes absolutely necessary. Stage 6, maturity. The business has made it. It has consistent revenue, market presence, an established brand, and a functioning team. Maturity is the stage where most founders exhale, but that exhale can sometimes be dangerous. Mature businesses face a different kind of threat, not survival, but irrelevance. And here's where the problem begins. Markets always shift, and your competitors are always evolving. What built the business may not be what sustains it. The founders who remain competent at this stage are the ones who keep interrogating their model, reading their environment, and making strategic moves from a position of strength, not from comfort. Maturity in itself isn't the finish line yet. It's the platform for what comes next. Stage 7, self sustaining and exit ready. This is the stage most founders only dream about, and if you reach deliberately. A self sustaining business runs without the founder's daily involvement. Systems, leadership, and culture carry the operations. The founder has now transitioned from operator to architect or strategist. However, exit ready doesn't mean you have to sell. It simply means the business has value independent of you as the founder. It could be acquired, passed on, or continue operating even if you stepped away tomorrow. That independence is the mark of a truly built business. This stage requires intentional founder extraction, systematically removing yourself from operations, building the leadership beneath you, and ensuring the business value lives in its structure, not its founder. Most founders build businesses that need them. The goal is to build one that doesn't. Here's one thing I want you to leave with today. Every transition from one stage to the next requires the founder to change, not just the business. The strategies, behaviors, and mindsets that get you through the emergent stage will actively hold you back in the growth stage. What makes you effective at validation stage will make you a bottleneck at stabilization. A business can only grow as far as its founder grows. Stage blindness isn't just a business problem, it's a personal development problem in the founder. Know your stage, do the work that stage actually requires, and be willing to let go of the version of yourself that got you to that current stage, because that version will not get you to the next.